Hey YouTube, so this video is a little discussion on the Manix series from Spyderco knives. And in 2004, Spyderco introduced the original Manix. It was a sturdy mid backlock, just like this one. This is a sprint run that they issued in 2008 with a foliage green G10. That was the only difference from the original that had black G10. Had a CPM S30V blade just like this one. Great knife. Fits in the hand very well. It got quite a following with knife fans. So in 2005, Spyderco introduced a smaller version of this Manix, and it was called the Manix 80mm, and the name was specific to the length of the edge on this shorter version. Same overall design, mid backlock, CPM S30V, full flat grind. It was just a little bit shorter, and it lost that pinky ramp somewhat. Now both of these models were subsequently discontinued by Spyderco, but there was enough of a want from knife aficionados for them to reintroduce it. Of course, with Spyderco's constant quality improvement philosophy, they did make some changes. And the result of that was the Manix 2. This is the sprint run version with the blue G10 skeletonized liners, full flat grind S30V blade. It was really based off of the Manix 80mm, and the lineage there is quite obvious. It was a little thinner than this one, and it actually got a little bit longer. 83mm is the specified cutting length for the Manix 2s. This is one of my favorite EDCs currently, and you may be able to see some of the scratches along the blade there, because I do use this one pretty good. Really, probably one of my favorite knives in the last couple of years from Spyderco. And so, why I wanted to talk about this series and why you see these three, and they've been talked about a lot already, is Spyderco has now released their latest model in this Manix range, the Manix 2 XL. And this piece has been long awaited by many Spyderco fans. This one is the replacement for the much larger original Manix, the C95. And in fact, this model number is C95GP2. Again, full flat ground, CPM S30V blade, black G10 scales, which was pretty standard for the Manix. It was standard for the Manix back in 2004 through about 2007 or so, 2006 maybe. But what it also has is that blending with the Manix 2 details. Again, that constant quality improvement. They've added the ball lock. It is 3mm thick versus 4mm on the original, which thins down the knife as well. And it also has the jimping all over the liners along the top and bottom, to include along the 50/50 choil and the thumb ramp along the top of the blade. So I just got this in today. It feels very good in hand. It feels very much like a regular Manix 2, but the actual length of the handle here and with the pinky ramp, I actually kind of like it. It is a significantly larger blade than the Manix 2 itself, and let's see if I can do this and still show it to you properly. Just how much this dwarfs the Manix 2. by superimposing it. You can see right here that it really is the same style of blade. It just simply is, the leaf blade is stretched out further, and it's taller to accommodate that. But overall the handles match contour wise very close together, with just the pinky ramp now coming back into the present XL model. Now I do have to say that even though it's using 3mm thick stock for the blade and that has thinned the knife out, as I hold these both in my hand, I do kind of prefer this thicker handle on this one. It does feel a little bit better in hand, just slightly. But if you didn't ever hold this one, then probably you wouldn't know what you were missing, essentially, that 1mm difference, which really is essentially all it is about 1mm difference. But holding them side by side, you definitely can tell the difference. The blade on the Manix 2 XL is actually just slightly longer than on this Sprint run, which was based on the original C95 Manix. It's not by much. I don't know if this will, the way I'm holding these will actually show that up. Let's see if I can do this a little better. This definitely isn't scientific, but you might be able to see just a little bit of length that the Manix 2 XL in the background has. It's also still even a little taller than the Sprint run. Overall, it's typical Spyderco quality. Nice full flat grind. Everything's pretty even. It does have full steel liners inside there. These are not skeleton eyes, which does add quite a bit of weight actually. G10 is the standard G10 that we're pretty used to with Spydercos that they've been using for the last few years. It does have, in some particular lighting, it does get those kind of lines in them. In the G10, you can see the lines in there, but the texture is still very fine. It's nothing like the Sprint Run Manix 2 with the Carpenter CTS BD30P. That G10 was significantly different from what they've been using. This is more of the standard that we've seen from them. Beyond that, one thing I wanted to point out is the really great product literature that Spyderco is now including with the knives. As of about the end of November, beginning of December, the Yojimbo 2 is the first model that I saw to have this packaging. Not only this box they've been using for years now, but now they are including this particular product information and warranty guide. And it talks all about the knife, the design inspiration, construction materials, proper maintenance. It's all in there, and then has the Spyderco warranty information all on the back. And customer registration. If you have a smartphone, you can click that. I really like this this new literature that they're putting in. I think it's much better than what they've had in the past, and it just proves that Spyderco is continuing to modernize and improve their own service products. And here's the result in this particular line anyway. Manix 2 XL. Well, if you got any questions or comments, you know the deal. Leave them below. And that's it. Thanks.